Hey fire signs, welcome back to my channel. This is Jen with Lighthouse Oracle bringing you another energy forecast reading. This is for today all the way till April 11th. So if you see this anytime during the week, there may be a message for you. This is for all of my fire signs, Aries, Leos, or Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. So if you notice, my setup is a little bit different today. I'm just working with what I got. I'm not in my normal filming location, so please don't mind that. But we're gonna dive in with the tarot cards first to give me an idea of what the incoming energy is looking like, and then we're gonna get additional messages and advice with oracle cards, and then I'm not going to do charms today. I don't have my little tray with me. So instead, I'm going to pull out some fortune tea leaf cards instead. So let's go ahead and get started. Fire signs, what does the energy look like? What does the incoming energy look like for this week? So we have Five of Cups, Knight of Pentacles. Let's draw 6 cards today. Ooh, okay. So we have the Hangman. And we have Temperance and the Knight of Swords. I kind of feel like this should be this way. I'm just gonna do upright. Okay, and then let's just do one more. One more card. And the Tower. Okay. So quite some bold energy coming in this week. Oh my gosh. We have 3 major arcana cards. So we have the Five of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, the Hangman, Temperance, the Knight of Swords, and the Tower. So, I mean, we're also in Aries, an Aries season now, so big shifts and changes can be coming for Aries. I mean, especially Aries signs, but for all fire signs in general. I mean, this is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave what does not. But starting with the Five of Cups, I feel like there is a disappointment. Maybe something that is happening this week can feel more like a disappointment than a blessing, but I can also see this as a blessing in disguise, like something. I also feel like this is that sign of crying over spilled milk, like this energy, this milk is already, or this liquid's already spilled, but she's trying so hard to like hold on to it or keep it from spilling further, without realizing right behind her she has like a whole full cup. And I feel like maybe this is like, it's kind of, the cracks are here. I feel like this also has to do with things have to happen in order to bring about new change, and especially with the Tower here simultaneously. This is definitely, I feel like this was either really unexpected or unwarranted change, or something that may have triggered this Five of Cups energy of, you know, crying over spilled milk. Like, it's already happened, things are the way they are, but we're trying to hold on to whatever, like salvage whatever is left of a previous energy. But I see also incoming this week is a lot of movement forward, in the sense that there's 2 knights here. There's a Knight of Pentacles and a Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Pentacles is very strategic, very thoughtful, very thorough, very, you know, okay, I'm gonna plan, say if they're so say these 2 knights are planning a trip. The Knight of Pentacles would plan like the hotel, like all the logistics, like probably has a spreadsheet, very organized, very practical, like, okay, this would be good for our budget, things like that. And it's very, you know, well organized, well thought out planning. The Knight of Swords, however, is more like we'll get there and see what happens. Like the very spontaneous, very fast incoming energy. The Knight of Swords could also represent, because this could also represent like people coming into our lives, whether it's a Knight of Pentacles, someone very methodical, thought out, very stable, or someone very quick communicator, someone's coming in with quick communication. I could also see that as being significant as well. With the Hangman and Temperance too, there's a lot of shift of perspective. Something's happening this week where it's going to shift a lot of your perspective and see why things are kind of balancing out the way that they are. With the Sun and the Moon here, there's definitely a, you know, in traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck, the Temperance is, you know, an angelic being holding two cups, and it's an interchanging of energy. And the same thing is going here. The Moon's energy is interconnecting with the Sun's energy, and you can't have both. You can't have one or the other. Both are very necessary for the balance of, you know, our lives and how things are able to sustain and live in harmony that way. It's definitely that balance, that harmonious balance with the Sun's energy. The Sun's very bright, very like if our days were all just days and we didn't have any nights, I feel like our planet would look so different. Whereas, you know, because the sun is very bright, but it's also very, very hot. So then the night comes and it's cooled down and things settle, and there's a chance for things to recuperate and regenerate, and, you know, it's a time for rest, and it's like rest, and like once you're rested, you're re-energized, you can, you know, accomplish a lot more. And if we were just in daylight all the time, our circadian rhythm, I don't even know if it would exist, you know. So I feel like this incoming week is going to change a lot of our perspectives in terms of, you know, how we find harmony and how to bring about more peace. And of course, reaching out to your angels and guides can be very helpful this week as well, to give guidance on how we can be a lot more harmonious, not only with other people, but within ourselves too. And the Hangman is a true, like, representation of seeking other perspectives and seeking other perspectives of this Tower moment and why this had to happen, or, you know, something that shook your core. Like, it really, like, it was like a lightning bolt that just, like, zapped your whole foundation. You're like, what the hell is happening? Why is this happening? You know, and it's in order to build a better foundation for the future. So that's what I'm seeing. Let's take a look at your oracle cards and see what other messages Spirit has for fire signs for this incoming week. And I do feel like this energy is asking, like, this incoming energy will shift how you want to take your next steps, whether you want to charge forward or you want to plan it out. But when you get into this mode of changing perspectives, then that's how you can decide how to, you know, once you shift your perspective, you move forward in a more harmonious way, in a way that benefits everyone involved, and not just maybe this is good for you for now, but it won't be good for you in the future, or it feels good now, but it's not. Ooh, oh, that was too many. Like, it's kind of that, you know, what is the best scenario for all parties involved, things like that. How we can live more harmoniously and how we can live more at peace. Instead of this Five of Cups energy where, you know, I feel like it's that, you know, nothing's good enough, or, you know, crying over spilled milk. It's like, okay, this card, yep, okay, because I drew this card, fell on my leg with that other pile of cards, and I was like, okay, well, let's reshuffle and see what happens. And look what happens, it came out. So we have this card here, balance, spirituality, and practicality, full moon in Pisces. And that's like literally, this Hangman is all about perspective and spirituality. It's kind of that enlightenment card. Same thing with, you know, practicality and is this Knight of Pentacles, right? Planning things out. But also the Knight of Swords is trusting spirit, trusting the winged, you know, guardians to guide us on, and trusting that the path that we're taking is the right one too. So it's a balance between spirituality and practicality. It's balancing, you know, of course there are some things that you need to take action on, and then there's other things that's kind of like, okay, well, you've done all you can. Now it's up to your faith to bring everything together. Like, having a plan is great, but plans fail too. And having, you know, trusting in spirit is good too, but it's no use if there's opportunities coming your way that are guided by spirit and you don't take them because you're like, okay, well, spirit's just gonna give me what I asked for $1 million in spirit, I expect to see cash. Like, you know, maybe that opportunity is going to lead you to that $10 million, but you need to have faith in that opportunity more. So I'm sorry. So there's also a charm, and it's funny too because it's 2 p.m. where I am, and this, I feel like it's kind of that wake up call, and this clock has like an alarm every hour that has like an old Beatles song, I think, on it. It's pretty funny, but yeah, I feel like this is kind of, this shift of perspective is going to give you that wake up call, that aha moment, that lightning moment. And I feel like there's a lot of enlightenment that could be coming in this week. And like that charm, right? It's like, oh, I'm awake now. Things are okay. Now I kind of have a new shift of perspective. I can act accordingly. I can, you know, move forward, you know, in the way that is of the highest good of all, is the highest good of my own spirituality and everyone else's. And so let's take a look. Gotta find a message. Another message from spirit for the incoming week for fire signs. Also, Pisces energy is a lot of emotions too. So, oh, wow. Wow. Okay, see, it says trust. It says, when love is invited to take over, right actions arise at the right time. Allow me, dear divine, to wait patiently until the timing is right. Let me rest until in the unknown until a clear path is shown. So see it, oh my gosh. Yeah, see, there's so much blue here too. So there's a bit of that, you know, that throat chakra energy here, and also this purple, so a little more third eye, crown chakra, that whole from your throat, throat chakra and up energy. And yeah, I was just talking about like trusting in the guidance that you are being shown to take, or that you're being guided to take. And it could be through intuition, like, okay, this isn't working out, but what is working out? And then trust trust in the next step. You don't have to see the whole staircase, just the next step. And that's what I was getting with this Knight of Swords too. Although it's spontaneous as well, it could definitely be like a guided, like if you see this path, this is a plan. It's interesting too, because I'm noticing this a lot with these two cards. So in this card, you see, you know, this person's foot is like up and there's like these little white dots, but then the little white dots are like aligning with you're like pointing towards this motorcycle. So it's like, oh, okay, it's time to get going. Like spirit's kind of pushing you into this direction. And that's where this trust is. It's like, okay, where is this motorcycle going to take me? You don't know yet, but you know that you need to go here. And then with the Knight of Pentacles, it's like, okay, I planted all these seeds. This is all well thought out. Plans. But then you're going outside of your plans anyways. And there's kind of that, you know, sometimes plans just follow through, or things that we plan sometimes don't exactly give us that fulfillment, and it feels like a disappointment in the end. But, you know, also trusting the process of the seeds that you've planted. It's like letting, you know, you planted the seed, now you can focus on other aspects, and trusting in the Tower moment, trusting in that, you know, things have to crumble in order to be rebuilt and to be rebuilt for the betterment of everyone involved, and to build something more harmoniously. And I'm kind of seeing that scene from Finding Nemo, where there's that sea. They live in a coral reef because it's that symbiotic relationship, and of course, if they, and that's what I'm getting with the tower too, because they weren't living in that coral reef yet, right? They were living in, they had all their seeds, all their all the eggs were like in that cave, and they were living like above it, and so it wasn't symbiotic for, I mean, of course that didn't. Okay, I'm not even gonna go there because my facts, I don't even know if they're facts at this point. But you know how clownfish and coral reefs, like, they have this symbiotic relationship, like they help each other with like the energy or something like that. And but for other animals, or for like, say, Dory's coming into the picture, and now that coral reef no longer is symbiotic to Dory as well. So it's like now this tower is, it's like this home or this structure is now crumbling in order to build something better that benefits everybody, not just, not just the squirrel, but maybe something that'll be healthier for the butterflies, or something that'll welcome more, abundance of, see, like, maybe this squirrel was living in a burrow, but it wasn't a tree, so they still had to, this squirrel still had to go out and gather nuts and stuff like that. And so now it's crumbling down so we can grow a tree, and the tree can welcome more fruit and things like that. The fruit can welcome birds and more butterflies. You see what I mean? I hope you're picking up what I'm putting down. But trusting in what is happening now, trusting in spirit. And I have a big issue with that too. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, because I'm a fire sign too. But I'm like, all right, we'll see what happens. As much as sometimes, these disappointments happen, or things that don't exactly go the way you necessarily want, but it's kind of like, oh, it needs to happen in order for things to progress, or for things to be even better in the future. But sometimes it's just hard to trust that, right? It's like, okay, well, I can only take so much disappointment, blah, blah, blah. So it comes with balancing out our own emotions and our own emotional state, and seeing things from a different perspective, in which I'm still learning, we're all still learning, and it's okay to slip back from time to time, because we're all souls having a human experience. We're not robots, we still feel things, and when you felt something, for maybe this cup here had very strong emotional ties to her, and so seeing the things in it that were spilled is a lot more prominent, and it hurts a lot more. And so yeah, sometimes things are disappointing, and you want to salvage what you can, because at some point that this cup was like that is what gave this person fulfillment. And now that it's spilled, it's like, okay, well, now how can I trust when the thing that mattered to me most spilled? And it's definitely that change of perspective, right? With that hidden cup there. But that's the things happening behind the scenes. That's why trust is needed. And as hard as it is to trust, we still have to have faith. Have faith that there are good things still here for us, and that we deserve good things, and all waves settle, right? So let's take a look. This is the Sacred Self-Care Oracle cards, and if you are interested, I do leave all the cards that I use in the description box, as well as links on where you can purchase them. So this is the Be Still, number 4, so more of that. And it's so interesting because in the fire sign, well, this reading, and the air and earth sign, I got the 4 of Swords, and this reminds me of the 4 of Swords card. And as I was shuffling this deck too, the 4 of Swords kind of popped out as I was shuffling, like on the bottom of the deck, and I just like, oh, that'd be so funny if something like that came up in this reading too. And look at that, be still. So finding time to be still, and you know, when you're in this position, it's kind of, you can't really move all that much or you'll fall. So being still, getting perspective, getting a shift on, you know, hey, it's not all bad, you know, things have to happen for a reason, and things are, some doors are, you know, you open a door and whoop, there's another door. So it's kind of just like, okay, we're just trusting the process. It's like a work of art, right? Or say you're doing your makeup and you're like, oh my gosh, this looks so weird, but then you add lashes and mascara and you add other things and boom, it all comes together. So it's like trusting the process. Or, you know, when you're painting something and it's first, at first it's a blob, and then you add these details and now it's like a beautiful landscape and a portrait. And so it's being still, welcoming this change, and kind of just like, okay, well, it happened. You know, this tower moment, you can't live in this burrow forever, little squirrels. So now it's like, trust the process, that things are going to be rebuilt for the better. Things are this way for a reason. And let's take a look at the final set. This is the Fortune tea leaf cards. They come in this pack and it's super cute. So we'll just draw 3 cards to see what are the energies coming for fire signs. Oh, perfect, 3. So we have hat. You will be playing a different role. So maybe a certain role, that could also be the tower moment too. A certain role no longer fits, or no longer serves your needs, or no longer serves you anymore. So maybe we're, you know, changing hats, changing different roles. Maybe you have a skill that is, you know, gonna turn into a certain role in your life soon. Oh, whoa, a tower, look at that. So solid foundation, success with effort. So allowing the tower to crumble to build a solid foundation, to build a solid structure, and you will be successful. Oh my God, that's so cool. Okay. And then we have bag, something important such as new job or a raise. So yeah, there could be, and that could be with this Knight of Pentacles card too, because the Knight of Pentacles is very, it's associated with a lot of financial aspects. Pentacles itself has to do with a lot of material things. And so, you know, we're shifting our roles here a bit. And maybe the seeds that you've planted are now like growing, and you're having to change your role a little bit and to bring this bag in. Yes, props to you. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave the reading here. Thank you so much for watching all the way through. If you did, please let me know in the comments what you think. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'd love to know. Yeah, there's the energy coming in is quite, can be quite unexpected, and something that you didn't see coming, but trust the process. And yeah, I hope that this brought some sort of clarity for your week. I hope this brought some sort of clarity to you, and I do hope that you come back and see me again in another reading. Okay, take care, fire signs. Bye.